For News OK, I'm Dave Morris. I am joined by my friend Lance McDaniel. Thank you very much for coming to the new Pubco Studios today.
Thanks for having me.
This is going to be a fun interview, guys. Lance is I say new, it's not that new, but he's the new executive director of the deadCENTER Film Festival, which, as we know, is in its 11th year coming up.
Yes.
Isn't that amazing?
It's awesome.
He succeeds Khaki Porch, who's been wonderful in that role.
Yes, Khaki had the position for about 8 years, and she was a part of the group that kind of took it from Edmond and turned it into this huge thing that it's become downtown Oklahoma City.
And in fact, this year it's June 8th through the 12th, various locations in downtown Oklahoma City. I should mention the entry deadline is February 14th, easy to remember, Valentine's Day.
Exactly.
Movie Maker magazine said deadCENTER Film Festival is one of the top 20 cool festivals in the entire country. That's pretty cool.
It's great. It's great. And I think that it's been a long time coming, because for the people that come to our festival, the reason they return year after year is it's the most fun festival you can go to. And the reason for that is we treat all the filmmakers the same, and that's not the case. So like if you go to Sundance, there'll be a lot of private parties, there'll be debuts where people cannot get into and that sort of thing. Our goal is to create a very egalitarian environment so that a student filmmaker is treated just as great as Spike Jonze, who shows up with an Oscar nomination. So.
Well, like I said, the call for entry deadline is February 14th. You've already been looking at some of these films.
Yes.
What have you seen? What are you hoping to see?
We've seen, we've actually got a lot of films, and the week after the article came out in Movie Maker magazine, we had 100 submissions just that week alone. So we're aiming towards about 1,000 submissions, and what we're looking for is something original and fun and interesting to watch. The Sundance tends to pick things that are a lot more fringe than we do. Our goal is not to gross everybody out. Our goal is to show stuff that's really an independent voice, and a lot of those, we get a lot of great Native American movies, and we usually have great movies from the Flaming Lips. We have a lot of good student films, and then we get great films from all over the world of people that have just heard about our reputation as a really fun place to show a film, because the audiences are great and the other filmmakers are great. Any
sort of criteria involved here?
The criteria involved is it needs to look good, but it has to be a great story. I mean, and so when you're looking at student films, obviously a student film compared to a Spike Jonze, obviously they have a lot fewer resources. And so what we're looking at is, even with their fewer resources, are they telling a story that is fresh, new, and compelling? And if so, that gets it up there in the same realm as Spike Jonze.
You mentioned Sundance. Now that is January 20th through the 30th, and you are going.
I'm going tomorrow morning.
Ever been?
I've never been, and I'm super excited. Kim Haywood, who is our festival director and who worked for 8 years with Khaki, so she's been there forever. She's going for the first time as well. So the two of us are going for the first time, and then we're joining Brian Hearn from the Oklahoma City Art Museum, who's been there several times. Sure. And so we'll have experience and inexperience, and we've each picked about 30 films that we're going to focus on. And the reason we go to Sundance is we try to find out what are the best films coming out this year in America, and then for the things that we like there's a documentary on Ronald Reagan that looks great, something on Elmo that looks great. We will then go to something about Harry Belafonte. What we'll do is we'll go to those filmmakers and say, hey, please apply to our film festival, and here's the advantage of playing in Oklahoma. And so our goal is to talk those filmmakers into coming to us.
Talking with Lance McDaniel. He is executive director at deadCENTER Film Festival. He's about to catch a plane here in a few hours for Sundance. As you may know, his father is Tom McDaniel, president of Oklahoma City University. His mother is Brenda McDaniel, who was trapped in an elevator just a couple weeks ago. I know this because we were shooting a video for Allied Arts down at Civic Center, and we get the call, yeah, she's in an elevator across town. She's stuck.
She was stuck for about 45 minutes.
And graciously, she shows up still on time, nails the interview, and says, yeah, it's the third time that's happened to me.
Yes, my mom was a very tough woman. Not only charming, but tough. But so she was trapped for 45 minutes, and I heard about that. And Dad actually has retired recently as the president of OCU and is now the chancellor. And and Robert Henry's the president.
Henry, that's right.
Yes, and Robert Henry is great and has actually been a good friend of the family. So I think he's going to be wonderful. And it's allowed Dad to focus a lot on the MAPS 3 position that he's got. And so my parents have always been very involved and continue to be so.
But you've been all over the nation, right? You've had jobs in New York,
yes.
San Francisco.
I left here at 18 and went to Stanford, and then ended up in San Francisco, New York, London, and LA before I came back. And it took 18 years to get back here, but I love being back. It's been super exciting. The city is living in Oklahoma City is great because it's a city on the move, and there's a lot of cities with this economy that are really down, and so it's very exciting to be a part of somewhere where everyone's looking forward towards the future, and deadCENTER is exactly in that boat and looking to expand. We had 10,000 people last year, and we're hoping to get about 15 this year, and get a lot of debuts and great films. So.
A couple quick questions as we wrap this up. What sort of films are you like? I read documentaries.
I love documentaries. I love documentaries, and so there's films I like. I love every movie. Like I loved Inception. I think Social Network's the best movie of the year. Like I like big movies, but I also really like small movies. And one advantage of a film festival is you get to see films that you wouldn't see otherwise. And so that's why we look at great documentaries, because a lot of people don't go out to the theater to see them. And so if we can find something about Elmo that's a documentary that families would like, that's an ideal movie for us.
What about books? You reading books these days?
I'm reading books. I'm still getting through the biography of cancer, and I've had a lot of friends and family members affected by cancer, and it is a great biography. It's new this year and was in a lot of top lists. So that's the book I'm reading. Awkward
segue, but who should replace Regis?
I think you're my favorite person, so I would definitely.
Not at all, but what about Lance and Kelly? That has a ring to it, doesn't
Lance and Kelly has a great ring to it, actually.
Absolutely. He's Lance McDaniel with the deadCENTER Film Festival, which is coming up June 8th through the 12th in downtown Oklahoma City. Be sure to check out that deadline. It's February 14th, and more information can be found online, I believe, at deadcenterfilm.org.
That's exactly right. Yeah, so if you want to submit a film, go check out our website and get in there by Valentine's Day.
Outstanding. Hey, thanks for your time today. Best of luck in Sundance. Much appreciated.
Yeah, thank you, Dave.